Hi, I'm Pam Hiller, AccuQuilt's cutting expert.
And I'm Erica, AccuQuilt's embroidery guru.
Quilters, today we've got a project die that deserves a grand entrance. Seriously, this one will overwhelm you with ideas and get you ready to plan your next party or get together. There isn't a season or an occasion where the GO Pennants Die can't be used in. We're talking year-round home decor, holiday decorations, and once-in-a-lifetime events. The GO Pennant Die includes 3 popular pennant shapes that range from 5 inches wide to 7 inches high, which means it's perfect for layer cakes and your scraps.
This project die is versatile and can be used in piecing as well as applique, so we've included free embroidery downloads in 3 stitches. We've got our satin stitch, a blanket stitch, and a motif stitch.
And that's in addition to the GO Baby Sweet Baby throw quilt pattern, which is included in the package. We're going to show you how to make it later in the video.
We made sure these pennants are the right size to fit many of our applique shapes, especially the seasonal medleys and the upper and lowercase GO Carefree alphabet and numbers dies.
June is wedding season and only a few months from fall and winter holidays, so the GO Pennant is coming out just in time. The GO Pennants Die is compatible with all GO fabric cutters. You can also use it with your studio cutter so long as you have the appropriate adapter. Remember, all cutters are safe and easy to use. They reduce hand and arm strain that you might experience with other cutting methods. Remember, quilters, you can learn more about these dies and all others at AccuQuilt.com or your local retail store. Stick around, we're going to show you how to make the GO Baby Sweet Baby throw quilt. Thanks for joining me as we work together to make this GO Baby Sweet Baby throw quilt. This is a really fun project. Let me tell you the dies that you're going to need to complete the project. But remember, quilters, you can always find this pattern right here on the packaging. So be sure and keep the packaging and follow along. The first thing you're going to need is an 8-inch cube. It came in your Ready, Set, Go. You're going to need shape number 1, which is a square, and shape number 3, which are half square triangles, my all-time favorite shape. You're also going to need the new GO Pennants die, and then you're going to need the Carefree alphabet die. We actually have used the uppercase letters, but you could use the lowercase letters as well. All right. Now, to make this project, there's kind of 2 different kinds of blocks. The first is using die number 1 and creating a 4 patch. And then we've taken the pennant shape, appliqued it down, and then cut the letter and appliqued that as well. Then this part up here is your 2.5-inch strip die. So this is one of the blocks that you're going to make in the project, but I'm going to show you how to make the other block that just has half square triangles in it. Imagine that. All right, I'm going to take die number 3, that label at my belly, lengthwise green. Now remember, quilters, we can always cut up to 6 layers of fabric, good cotton fabric. I'm only going to cut 4 today. All right, now I'm going to use my GO Big electric fabric cutter today, but to make this project, you could use your GO fabric cutter as well. All right, give it some love. Slide, don't lift. And look at these perfect half square triangles. All right. There we go. Okay, the next shape I'm going to cut is this bottom pennant shape. Now, quilters, I've taken my cotton fabric and I've already pre-fused it. When you're using pre-fused fabric, you can use up to 3 or 4 layers depending on how thick the cotton and the fusible is. So just keep that in mind. 6 layers of cotton by itself, but pre-fusing it, you have to lower the number. All right, I'm going to put my fusible right there. Put on my cutting mat. All right, give it some love. Slide, don't lift. Get rid of that static. All right. And here is my first pennant shape. All right, so I'm going to set this down here. Okay, and then the last I'm going to cut from is our Carefree alphabet. Okay, quilters. The Carefree alphabet is backwards. So when you lay down the fabric, you want to lay it down fabric side first and fusible up. Otherwise, when you try to embroider it, it's going to be backwards. All right, so I'm going to cut the T today, and I'm going to show you kind of a fun little trick. Remember, with our Go dies, you don't have to cut all the shapes on the die board. You could just cut one shape. Since we just want to cut the T, I'm just going to use my 6x6 cutting mat, cover that T. All right, give it some love, slide, don't lift, and there is my perfect T. All right, let's start sewing our half square triangle block together. So I'm gonna move our finished block here. I'm gonna push this down a little bit and grab my iron. All right, quilters, remember how we put right sides together to cut them? Do you know why we did that? Because now we're gonna sew them together. How easy is that? Also, quilters, remember with our half square triangles, we cut off the dog ears. So from this point here to this point here is a perfect 1/4 inch seam. You're welcome. All right, now I'm gonna get a little piece of jumper fabric and start stitching, because if I try to start stitching here on the edge of that half square triangle, it's gonna bury my needle and it's gonna make me crabby. All right, here we go. I have my little piece of jumper fabric. I have my 1/4 inch foot on. When I get to the end, I'm just going to start with the next set. And then I would just continue on with all the rest of my half square triangles. All right, now I'm going to take my half square triangles that are now into a square, and I'm going to press to the dark side. Keep it nice and flat. And then I'm going to do the other square. So remember, quilters, you're going to need 4 of these half square triangle blocks to make your pinwheel blocks, but they're going to go together so fast. All right, and I'm going to watch my placement here. Here we go. So here is the bottom half of this pinwheel block. We would make 2 more of those, sew them together, and then ta-da, your pinwheel block is done. Now, when it comes to taking your pennant, all you're going to do is take your pennant and your letter, and Erica's going to show you how to put the placement stitch down, and then she's going to show you how to applique your pennants onto a block. Quilters, we would love to see your finished projects. You can share them with us on our Facebook page. Be sure and follow us on Pinterest, Instagram, and Twitter. I'm Pam Heller from AccuQuilt. I'm here to help you cut time so you can quilt more.
Hi, I'm Erica, and I'm going to show you how to do some embroidery with our Go pennants. Now, we've got free downloadable embroidery to go around these shapes, and that is inside the packaging. Today, what I've done is go ahead and take one of our pennant shapes, and I have centered it in my hoop, and I want to spell out some letters with my banner, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on that project by appliquing my first letter onto my little pennant here. So my first one is going to be a letter T. I'm going to go ahead and put this in my machine. Now, the first thing that the machine embroidery is going to do is give me a placement stitch so I know where to place my T to go ahead and finish that off. Now, there are 3 stitches included with all of our free downloadable embroidery, and that's going to be a blanket stitch, a satin stitch, and a motif stitch. So my letters actually are from my 3-inch Carefree uppercase alphabet, And that is the embroidery that I'll be using to put this T onto my little pennant today. Okay, so I'm going to get started with this, and I want to get my placement stitch. Normally I would use a thread color that would match my background to kind of blend in, but I'm using black today so you can really see what I'm doing. So my placement stitch is done, and I'm going to come over. That shows me exactly where to place my T. Peel my fusible off. And I always pre-fuse my fabric before I cut it. Place this down, and I'm going to press down the edges just so that I make sure I have a great finished product when I'm done. Do a light press on it. Doesn't have to be heavy duty, but we just want it sealed down nice and secure. And we're ready to go. Go. Out. There we go. The first letter to my pennant project is all done. There are so many of the dies in our collection that are compatible with appliquing onto these pennant shapes. We can't wait to see the ideas that you come up with. We hope you'll share your projects with us on our Facebook page. Remember, at AccuQuilt, we help you cut time so you can quilt more.